In this last movie in the chapter on layers, I just want to talk about how layers work in conjunction with master pages. Now here we are at our original Peppers menu. I've got this text here. I've got it on a layer called Photos. Text is on a layer called Text, like this. Now this is a master page item. Now master page items are always on the bottom. So I happen to know that this is on the graphics layer, the master page items. So even if I move this photo down to the graphics layer and drag it up like that, it's always going to be on top. Let's say what I'm trying to achieve here is have this text overlap this photograph for effect. Now one thing I could do is I could release this by holding Command Shift or Control Shift and then move it up to a higher layer like that. Move this one down again. Actually need to move this select it there and move the nachos down to a lower layer, and there I'm creating the effect where I want, but I've released this from the master page. But I can actually do this without that. So let me hit undo a few times here. We go back and get everything back to where we started. There we go. So I'll just move this up into position. So what I need to do is come down to my masters layers here, and I'll just scroll here till we get to this text. Because I'm on the master page, I can now edit it. So even though the items on master pages are at the bottom of the stacking order, you can still organize them along layers. So for example, I can come over here and create a new layer. I'll just call it top, like that. And I'll drag this up to the very top like this, come down here, I'll select this Peppers, it's already selected, and just drag it up and put it in this layer. So even now that it's on a master page, it is on a top stacking layer. So the layer will always precede the stacking order on the page. So now when I go back to page 2 like this, I can't select it because it's still on the layer, but it's still on top of this photo, which is on the graphics layer. If I move it up to the photo layer like that, it's still there. However, if I were to move it right up to the top layer, notice how the top layer is dimmed there. That's something I've just noticed. That's because there's nothing on that layer other than what we know is on the master page. So I'll just pop it in there. Becomes active, and now it goes above it. Don't want that. Just select it, drag it back down into the photos layer, and there we're interacting layers with items on the master pages.